Hi guys, welcome. So today I'm going to talk about a classic book that is still relevant to our modern society, even so many years of its publication. Well, the book is The Animal Farm by the English author George Orwell. This book, or I should call it a novella, is a fine example of political writing into an art, and that was the whole vision of George Orwell. That he always tried to convert his political writing into an art, so that we all can understand, so that it can reach out to masses. So this book is a political satire on the situation that was present at that time in Russia, USSR. It's written in an allegorical form, and the fun fact behind this book is that it was initially a band. In fact, getting a single publisher to publish this book was actually a very difficult task for George Orwell, because this book is quite anti-USSR, and it was the time when UK was in alliance with Russia in the war, and who wants to upset their allies, that too in war. So frankly speaking, this book is a satire on Joseph Stalin, and though not in a very direct way, in an allegorical form. And don't worry if you don't know who Joseph Stalin was and what was Russian Revolution. You don't need to be a history buff to understand this book. In fact, when you read this book, you will realize that, oh, is this happening with us also? Is this happening in our country also? So the setting in this novella is in a farm in the countryside, and therefore it has a very British vibe to it. There are a variety of animals present in the farm, and they all are being poorly treated by their human owner, Mr. Jones. So one day all the animals are gathered by an old pig. His name is Major, and he starts giving them visions of freedom. He inspires his fellow animals to revolt against the master, and soon he dies. So the feeling of revolt and rebel start growing among them gradually, and then one day they overthrow the owner and take the whole charge of the farm. They declare themselves as an independent farm and start handling their activities on their own under the supervision of pigs. Well, pigs are shown more intelligent here in compared to other animals. They all agreed to make 7 commandments, like 7 rules to follow. There were the rules like all animals are equal, no animal should drink, no animal should sleep on bed, etc. Basically, humans are enemies, so no animal should even look or behave like them. They even renamed the farm and call it Animal Farm. So the story goes on. Initially, all are happy in the farm, and they are all handling their activities under the supervision of pigs. But soon, a feeling to be a leader arises among the pigs. Other animals didn't see it as a problem, because they were more concerned about the quality and quantity of food they were getting for themselves, and they were quite happy, because as long as they're free, they have no problem in doing the hard work. So meanwhile, 2 pigs emerge as leaders, Snowball and Napoleon, and they even soon start fighting with each other and conspiring against each other. And other animals are like now clueless. They don't even know who is controlling whom amongst all the conspiracy. Well, soon enough, food runs short, but animals sustain and keep doing their hard work with a sense of independence, with the pride of independence. Napoleon, their leader, then take a decision to start trading with the outside world, with humans, which was against their 7 commandments. But pigs somehow managed to conceal this fact, and in this way, their interaction with the outer world, with the humans, start. So as the time goes on, pigs become more superior, and they start isolating themselves. They start distinguishing themselves from the rest of the animals, and they start doing things like they were not allowed to do, like they start sleeping on bed, they start drinking wine, and the other animals do not object much, because they were still in the illusion that if they keep on doing their hard work, they will still be able to get themselves a life of luxury, and the farm will keep on prospering. And it did happen. After few years, farms and pig become prosperous. Only a few animals are now having the memories of their rebellion, and now pigs are acting more and more like humans, and other animals are in a confusion. They are not able to understand whether they were actually ever free. That's about this novella. In totality, I can say that this book is more about how easily a political dogma can be changed into a propaganda. A propaganda which is merely lying for the profit of few. The 7 commandments here keep on changing according to the comforts of pigs. Like the commandment, all the animals are equal, are now changed to all the animals are equal, but some are more equal. Talking about the allegories that are present in the book, the idea of animalism is actually an allegory for communism. The whole revolt of animals in which they violently throw off their master out of the farm is actually symbolizing the Russian Revolution here. So I'm taking a wild guess that the old pig who encourages the animal to revolt against the owner is Karl Marx here. Well, he was a philosopher and economist and many other things. He was a supporter of the theory of communism. Napoleon the pig, who took the charge of the farm and then he later declared himself as the sole leader of the farm, is actually an allegory to Joseph Stalin. Also, the rise of pigs in an independent farm is actually a symbol for the emergence of powers of Stalin in USSR. In fact, all the events that are present in this book have their true inspirations from the events that were happening in USSR at that time. For example, there is a part in the story where few of the animals came forward and confessed their conspiracy against the Napoleon, and they were brutally killed in front of everyone. This whole thing is inspired from a very infamous event known as Moscow trials or show trials. They were basically trials that were held in open in front of media and everyone. And through these trials, Stalin got rid of everyone who could be a possible rival to him as a leader. You can actually Google this event or watch it on YouTube to get the idea of it. But my favorite part in this whole book is where the author has done satire on the idea of dragging religion into politics. The one where Moses the raven reappears in the farm and then he starts telling his stories of some wonderland. He calls it by Sugar Candy Mountain. Well, initially, all the animals in the farm do not believe in his stories, but as their life deteriorates in the farm, as their lives worsen in the farm, they start believing in the story, in the idea of having a wonderland where all their problems will eventually going to die out. Pigs allow Moses to stay in the farm, even encourage his story of Sugar Candy Mountain, because they have figured out that as long as the animals keep on believing that there is a heavenly place out there, they will endure this life. They will keep working hard. Stalin has done more or less same thing by bringing back Orthodox Church in Russia. Well, his party was communist, therefore bringing back the culture of religion is quite a calculated move of him. So that's about this book, guys. Actually, on reading, we realized that this book is not just about Russian Revolution. It speaks to all the revolts there had been or will ever be, about how leadership changes, how policies change, how people are always driven by profit and money, and how easily a man in power can be corrupted. It also teaches us that a revolution can mean nothing if the masses are ignorant. A revolution can only bring changes if the masses are alert. We must not forget the history because those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. So thank you for showing the interest. Audiobook and PDF format of this book are easily available in public domain. I'm linking it down below in the description in case if you do not have the physical copy of it. So guys, thank you for watching this video and please comment down below what do you think of this book and what lessons we all should learn from this book. I'll see you in the next video.